Welcome to Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. Surprise stories from a presidential swap. Moving words and moving chaos. We'll discuss.
I'm Les McCurdy from McCurdy's Comedy Theater. Today, my good friend for food, Chef Larry, is here. He's recreated White House presidential dinners, and he's going to dish about it.
I'm Bobette. The spotlight is on the solar performers, and there's something for everyone. We'll preview the Sarasolo Festival.
And I'm Pam McCurdy. A Suncoast girl comes home with some saucy stories. We'll hang out with comedian Len Koplitz. All that and more right now on the Suncoast View. Welcome to the show, and welcome back to very patriotic and appropriately so, Les and Pam McCurdy.
Yes.
I love it.
I couldn't be more excited about it. It's our 45th president. Here he is, Donnie. It's in. He's in.
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin.
Absolutely.
It's a comedian's dream.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. There, you know, I mean,
Aren't they all are?
Exactly.
They all.
I mean,
Yes.
with Clinton, you thought who could be better than Clinton, and then we got Bush. And we go, oh my God, this guy's. There's no way we'll get something better than Bush. Bingo, the Donald.
Yep.
It's
Donald.
lovely.
Absolutely. Well, Les and Pam are both with us because our good friend Linda Carson still on safari. It seems to me like she's been gone for months. I know. So we did find some pictures. I thought everyone should take a picture with an elephant rump. Yeah, I just love that.
The funny part about it, these pictures, she's getting closer and closer and closer to the animals, as they progress.
And also to history, Nelson Mandela's home. I know this was a place she was very excited to visit. So we have animals, we have history, and then we have, I'll tell you my favorite part about this is the different cultures on this boat. This is a river ride in Zimbabwe, and I zoomed in to check out all the people, and we have like 8 different nationalities represented, which I think is such the cool part of international travel. So you know Linda, she's made best friends with everybody.
Of course.
She's got stories, and she comes back on Monday, and we're going to slowly, you know how Linda is.
Yeah.
They come out slowly. We're just going to kind of chip away. And when we least expect it, she's going to have some story about sex and a foreigner.
That's right.
I know it. It's coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, who'd you sleep with? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure some guy from Switzerland.
So anyway,
Those girls' trip gets wild.
that's right. A lot of fun, and we have missed her dearly. So we look forward to that on Monday. We also have a friend to welcome in the kitchen, Chef Andreas from Japan. What are we
Thank you for
making
having
today?
me.
Welcome back.
We tried to make, we're gonna make Japanese ramen.
Okay, you said try. I heard you.
I tried.
What he means
With
is
you guys.
he knows how to make it. He says we're going to try to make it, and I detected absolutely no confidence in us there. But are those
That's
like?
because he's worked with us before.
Yeah.
Bobette is an expert at ramen noodles.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
really
making
like
Making them or eating them?
Both. That's what I did all through college.
Of course.
Somehow I knew.
Pam did it.
You didn't eat ramen noodles?
No.
What did you eat?
Well,
The best. Let's just say this.
She said-
Hey, here's how I knew it. When we got married, right, the first year we were married, we were going through the grocery store, maybe for first time, and I grabbed a box of that macaroni and that 19-cent Kraft macaroni and cheese. And Pam goes, "You wouldn't actually eat that." I go, "Hell, I lived off of it." I go, "You didn't eat this?" She goes, "No." I go, "Yeah, looking at you, I don't think you did ever eat
Polk
like that."
County Princess, that's what he calls her.
I'll take that title.
Which is a very different terms in one sentence.
It is, right?
There's
But
a lot
I'm
of
sure
dichotomy there.
Japan's ramen is a lot better than what we
I'm sure it is a level way above what we
Right?
were talking about.
Again.
But
Not
opening
we
it.
look forward to it.
Guaranteed.
Hey, I bet Pam ate some pizza, but Bobette may never again, because I don't know, I was kind of feeling playful yesterday. She's glaring at me. There's still flour in her hair.
I took a while to shake everything out.
We had a lot of fun. California Pizza Kitchen opens on Monday. And okay, I missed the first time. I was so frustrated. I really had kind of planned on getting that right the first time, but we just kept on trying. But have you really ever tossed the dough like that? It's kind of fun.
Flour everywhere.
There was flour everywhere, and Bobette doesn't like mess, so the whole thing just kind of amused me, and it was fun to tease her, and then she just gave up and went with the party. But and okay, I admit it turned into an old-fashioned food fight. Joey was kind of mortified because it's the first time we've punched and hit and thrown things at each other.
I love it. It's about time.
I'm telling you, children.
There's a
There
pillow
you
fight
go.
scheduled next week. Just
Pillow
saying.
fight. I'm ready for Jello wrestling with
You
you
know,
two.
we tried that once. Not us. Not
You know
us.
what's funny? We did, and there was a huge discussion about were we going to actually get into the Jello?
Right.
And we
There's
had
no discussion.
I thought we were going to do it, and then the morning of, they put the kibosh on it. They said, no, we're not getting in the Jello. The wrestlers are getting into the Jello.
And you notice they
which is a
haven't
good
been back
idea.
either. If you want to know how that went over. So.
Yeah, I got a lot of complaints about that.
Keeping
No more
things a
Jell-O
little calmer.
wrestlers.
Joey's been off all week, and I've tried to be well behaved. But we'll see how today goes. It is Friday.
Yes, it is Friday.
It is time for our first hot topic, and it is, of course, the beginning of a new administration. And it is tradition that outgoing presidents write letters to future presidents. So for the first time, we get to read the notes from President Clinton and President Bush to their successors, because they hold them for like a decade. They contain both encouragement and realism. Bush wrote to Obama, "There will be trying moments. The critics will rage. Your friends will disappoint you." Clinton, a bit more optimistic, ironically, saying, "The burdens you now shoulder are great, but often exaggerated. The sheer joy of doing what you believe is right is inexpressible."
Wow.
Nice.
So I thought it was cool on many different levels. The fact that they hold them for so long before they release them, I thought is extremely appropriate, because obviously, you know, right now we're soothing tensions, and
Right.
you know, it's just not appropriate to release what one is saying to another. But
Yeah.
looking back, how
I think
neat.
it's amazing.
I do too. I was
Yeah.
really excited to get that.
Do you think Obama's letter has just one little, he might have put it in parentheses.
One little dig.
Kill the Twitter account.
Explanation point,
Tweet
explanation point.
cautiously.
Tweet with caution. You know, we were writing about everybody. So I was talking about last night at the club. Everybody. So there's a side of America that's so scared that this administration is going to take us into some crazy place like Nazi Germany or some, which is absurd. You know, 4 years from now we're going to be the same, pretty much
hope
country.
So, because I'm on that side that a
We
little bit
will.
cautious.
We will. We'll
So
be
I'm
the
gonna-
same
I'm
country
gonna
because
hope
we're the
so.
we're the home of the brave, so we'll still be the land of the free. And how you gauge that is freedom of expression. As long as we still have, as long as I can still get on stage, or you can get up there, or anybody, any race, creed, color, sexual persuasion, deviance, I don't know, whatever, can say whatever they want. Then you know you still have all your freedoms. And Trump, by doing his Twitter, is proving to us constantly that you can say the craziest things you want
And be president.
and so we all
We'll
can.
see about that, but
so I
yeah,
think we're good.
very
I
interesting.
think we're
Good
good.
That
point.
is a positive,
Yeah.
I
Good point.
guess.
Well, it's nice to see, you know, the past looking ahead to the future, and that there is communication. So a lot of behind-the-scenes things we're learning that are kind of fun, since now nothing is sacred. We're also learning
Yes,
that. Well, speaking of
absolutely.
behind the scenes, there is behind-the-scenes chaos in this switch of power that we had no idea about. This is called the transfer of families, and I am fascinated by this. There is a 5-hour, only 5-hour flurry of activity that turns the family residence part of the White House over from one family to the next. Can you imagine having only 5 hours to pack and move out of your new home? Well, here's the deal. They get lots of help.
Yeah.
Only staffers are allowed to pack and carry presidential family possessions in or out, or else they end up on eBay. The residence
Yeah.
is de-petted due to allergies or incoming pets, because many of the presidents, of course, have pets. There may be small repairs and paint touch-ups made. All incoming boxes are unpacked, and everything is suddenly stocked with the new First Family's favorite things. All of this in 5 hours. I read this morning that, you know, hundreds of staffers are involved. It is like an army assault. Everyone has a job, and wouldn't you love to be a fly on the wall?
I would love to have
Yes.
that. Someone pack my stuff like that. 5 hours?
They
Pack
do it
it,
on
unpack
HGTV
it.
every day. Every day.
favorite.
How does that happen in 5 hours? It's crazy.
It's true.
You know?
I would love to see all the unpacking of Trump's hair products.
Maybe he's like Bello and just uses
Yeah.
one. We have
Glue.
asked Bello how he does it, and he has a brand of hairspray
Really?
that keeps his dew
Yeah.
up there.
But doesn't he hang upside down to do it?
He's never
No.
told us that.
I think he does.
Comb spray and comb spray.
I don't know. I think
We'll ask
He
him
says
next
it
time.
only
put a
takes him
gel.
like 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's one brand of hairspray, so
And
I'm
he
not
says he-
sure how President Trump
Yeah.
does his.
Now,
I'd
when
like
the
to see
Clintons
that.
left the White House, they took stuff.
That was the
Remember?
allegation.
They took
It's an allegation.
Because, you know, they're like, hey, we kind of like that coffee tank.
The interns had souvenirs as well, from what I
I'm sure they
recall.
did. Few interns.
Well, anyway, we've talked so much about how we are concerned about the respect of the office. We've talked about it for decades. What I read this morning about the departing family sitting down, having a very normal breakfast, hugging their staffers who've been great friends with them, and then they're never felt to, you know, like they're being shoved out the door. They say goodbye, chaos ensues, and by the time the next family walks in, welcome to your new home. I mean, it's just cool. I do too. Bye. Get them out. We got work to do.
So in other words, what we have to figure out in this nation over the next 4 years is how do we run our government as efficiently as we move them in and out.
That's a great point.
If we can do that, we're crackerjack.
That is a great point. If only everything was as smooth. Well, the premiere in Hollywood of a very popular movie is canceled. Disturbing video of a dog apparently being mistreated during filming is the cause. TMZ released the video of the shooting of the movie A Dog's Purpose. We're not going to show you the behind-the-scenes stuff. It shows a German Shepherd being lowered into churning waters as part of a scene. And reportedly, this dog clearly does not want to go. So there are some saying that the dog wasn't forced in and that the filming actually occurred over a few days. You know, they tried, they had to try again. It's like working with kids. You get what you get. Others say this is a controversial flooding technique, which forces an animal to face and get used to a situation it does not like. So now everybody's mad. Pete is protesting. The movie's director is saying this was not done when he was present. The producer says someone else will be held responsible for not preventing the incident. Now, the movie is still set to be released next week, and it celebrates the relationship of dogs and humans. If you have not read this book, I highly recommend it. The book is amazing if you've ever had a relationship with a pet. But I'm so disappointed now that what's supposed to be a family movie is being tainted by these allegations that, you know, were animals handled correctly on set.
I'm not a big fan of them. They complain about everything. And I feel like the bigger message is that about what you were talking about, the relationship. And I'm not even a huge dog fan. I don't have animals. You know, seriously, I don't have animals. I usually don't want them around me. But I care for it. Like I don't
love you both.
I'm
trying to stay good with
hair
this.
everywhere. But you know, but at the end of the day, I still love the bond and I still respect that, and I understand that they are people's families. So to present that to someone like me, I think is important. And Peter complains about everything, even things that aren't necessarily harmful. So sometimes you just have to question their judgment.
Yeah, I agree. I was disappointed when I heard it, and I've had friends, obviously I have a lot of dog friends, that said, I'm not going to see the movie now. I mean, how could you? But you know, I was so excited about the story coming to life and sharing it with my kids. I think I'm going to kind of put that allegation in the back of my mind, because there's two sides to every story.
How could you? I mean, of course you, like you just said, it was a great book. It's a great message for a family to be able to be together and see. And I don't know how you could boycott a film because of, you know, a supposed one incident that happened.
And then it's coming from Peter, for crying out loud. No one else is concerned about this. I mean, I get, yes, they say they're advocating for animals, but sometimes they take it too far. And I think that's what we always have to be cautious of. Anybody that takes something to an extreme, usually...
There was video.
Well, if I've got Peter right, they would rather you not ever use a dog in a film at all.
And they said that.
Ever.
And that's the truth.
They think that's wrong.
It's not even that he was lowered into water. It's the fact that you even used a dog.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Any extreme, I'm always cautious of. I'm not saying that they don't have. I'm sure they have sometimes some good intentions and they do some good work. Sure. But I think it's the extremes that get me, where I'm like, I have to be cautious.
Well, that's fair.
It's tough to get with an animal and really question it to find out if they want to be in the movie, if they have a desire to be a seeing eye dog. Are you into this? You know what I mean? And
exactly.
You know, but we do have the whisperers. Thank God we do have.
That's true. But what dog wants to be put in water?
Every lab I've ever met.
Yes, they do.
Every lab I've ever met. So we'll show you that in a few months with Wrigley. So, well, we'll see what happens. The movie comes out Friday, but there'll be buzz around it, and now we know why.
Right.
I'm curious to see what Les thinks about this one. After 60 years of snark and somewhat psycho on the big screen, Jack Nicholson may finally be retiring. Longtime friend Peter Fonda recently said that Nicholson is looking to step out of the spotlight, and that Nicholson says, honestly, he doesn't need to work. This rumor of retirement actually surfaced about 4 years ago, too. That was when Nicholson admitted he was getting out of his famous partying phase.
Well, you know, I just talked about this past year. You haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
You know, I noticed that even at the Laker games, I'm not seeing him down there.
He used to always be
Always.
I hope he's
I mean, right
okay.
on
I mean, I hope these rumors
That's
aren't
what
surfacing
I
because
was
there's
wondering.
a health concern.
That's what I was wondering. But, you know, I've been mistaken for Jack many times, so
You're going to sit in?
I could sit in. I have been mistaken for Jack.
Did he have a ponytail face?
He didn't have a ponytail face.
Just wondering.
I don't know where that comes from, but it's happened. It's happened.
Oh. Well, Pam, maybe this will finally get less to cut.
Look at Pam's face.
Please.
It's getting deep over there,
Yeah,
isn't
it is. It's getting real deep.
Something tells me that happens a lot in
I'm
your
going to have to
household.
throw him in the water.
This was before I met you. Okay. This is when I was a younger man.
When he had the facial hair and actually hair.
That's
Oh,
right.
wow. All right, you two.
That's right.
Risk of marital couples on set. It can get ugly.
I don't think we wouldn't be responsible. Let's
I'm
go
going
to
to
the next
miss
story.
Jack in movies.
I would agree with that.
Well, hey, you
mean-
can always
Yeah.
step in.
That's right. I'm ready, is
Okay.
what I'm saying.
We'll put it out there for everybody.
Okay.
All right, we're going to check in with our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, speaking of performers, Sarah Solo Festival is here.
Yes.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your happy hour forecast. It's looking pretty good right now. We're happy about this forecast right now. Generally fair skies through this evening. A little bit of cloudiness coming on shore later on tonight. 74 warm degrees. Dew point up there too. And winds out of the south-southwest at 13. We could see some sea fog rolling in late tonight. The pressure is finally starting to lower as the storm system starts to gather some strength to the west of us. And that storm system is going to be a pretty strong one for us over the weekend, especially on Sunday afternoon and evening, producing some showers and storms. We have a few isolated showers well offshore right now. We're not anticipating any rainfall this evening. Things will stay quiet here, and with the exception of that sea fog that I mentioned. Evening forecast. You have any outdoor plans this evening? Maybe a stroll on the beach, jog over the bridge. Temperatures staying warm, 68 degrees by 8, and by 11, 67 degrees. It looks like a cooler air is on the way. We'll have the complete details on that cold front coming up at 5. See you then.
When you put together a festival with more than 20 solo performances from both music and theater, there's bound to be something that appeals to everyone. The Sarah Solo Festival is back for the 3rd year with an eclectic mix of artists and artistic director and solo veteran performer. Ann Morrison is here to tell us all about it and what we can expect this year.
Oh, I know. It's fabulous. It's our 3rd year, and we've gotten, over the first year, we had a few people come from out of town, guest artists, and celebrated our community, which was great. And now we've been bringing in more and more people from out of town. So we have 11 people coming in, star performers like Bob Brader, who's a 7-time festival winner. Joseph Galata, who's our poster boy, is a magnificent, he just has to stand on stage and you feel enlightened, you know. And it's an amazing group of people who have passionate stories to tell, brave, uplifting, and some subjects are kind of scary. They're human. Because we are about the human condition and celebrating people that are considered other than. But this year we've got a nice combination of patterns of people of performing different ways. We have a comedian, and we brought Paula Broadwater with us today, who's our canary, who is our cabaret performer. And what's fun about Paula is that she has been accomplished as a cabaret performer. She wanted to improve herself. And so she took my cabaret class, wanted to learn to be a better storyteller. And she has created this deliciously fun story about herself and woven it in with all her music. Is quite fun. So yeah, we have a wonderful eclectic group of beautiful performers. I'm just excited about it.
Before Paula sings, I want to ask real quickly, tell us about the venue change, because we're doing something new with the festival this year.
It's not a venue change. We've added. We're expanded. We've always been at the Crocker Memorial Church. We'll be back there again for a majority of people. We have shows at 1, 3, 5, and 7. But now we're adding a 9:30 show over at the Starlight Room, which is lovely. They're another one of our partners this year. And Paula will be a part of that 9:30 show. We have a stand-up comedian, sort of, and play. It's a combination of that. It's really kind of fun. And a spoken word artist, and then Paula, who will be cabaret. So yeah, we're adding the Starlight Room this year, which is fun.
At 9:30 at night.
I know.
Wow, you're going after the really.
I know.
Yes.
Well, very late crowd.
Small minority here
that
in
actually will
Sarasota.
stay up that late. I know.
You did advertise a little adult and edgy at that hour. So something a little fun.
Yeah, I would bring the kids.
Good to know. Good to know.
There's a variety of things. You're talking about cabaret. Tell us about other varieties that you're going to have.
Oh my gosh, we have a woman who's a 2-time survivor of cancer. Now you think, oh, that's going to be an intense story. She's hilarious. She has such a brilliant outlook on on how she survived, and it's funny and witty and uplifting. And she's going to be working with cancer survivors while she's here in Sarasota.
Oh, wow. Oh, neat.
We have Amy Ostringer. I know I didn't pronounce it right because I'm dyslexic and had too much coffee.
Oh, you're fine.
But she is a wonderful, she's written a little musical, a cabaret musical herself. She had an amazing experience of her stomach exploding, and you would think, ooh, I don't know if I want to see that.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's
oh my God, she's so uplifting. It's called Gutless and Grateful.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
Oh no, she is
Sure that's
beautiful.
not the comedy?
I want
That's
the, I know. I want
perfect
the
way.
theater kids to come and see her
Yes.
because she is going to wow them and uplift them and change their life.
Speaking
She's
of
beautiful.
uplifting, you mentioned your performer that you brought today. Introduce what she's going to sing, and let's hear a little bit from her.
Well, she's going to sing Mobile because if you hear her accent, I will quote her since she probably won't get a chance to say it, but her accent's a combination of all the designer women put together.
All right.
Bring it.
Sounds
Bring
good.
it.
Let's hear it.
Well, take it away.
They saw a swallow building its nest. I guess they figured that he knew best, so they built a town around him, and they called it Mobile.
Where's that?
Alabama. They took some swampland heavy with steam. They added people with a dream, and the dream became a heaven by the name of Mobile. Well, pretty soon the town had grown till they had a slide trombone and a man who played piano and a swallow who sang soprano. No use you're wondering where you should go. It's on the Gulf of Mexico, where the southern bells are ringing and the climate's ideal. It's a honeysuckle heaven by the name of Mobile.
All right, well, the Sarasota Festival is January 28th through February 4th. For tickets and a schedule of performers, go to sarasolo.org. Next, a pup date with our guide dog Wrigley. We'll be right back.
Our community has its struggles. The fact is, people have less than they did just a few years ago, and sadly, the need becomes more profound every day. Season of Sharing provides funds to help individuals and families in need, ensuring they will not end up homeless and without a roof over their heads. Together, providing a helping hand and making a difference. Season of Sharing. Give today at cfsarasota.org.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Wouldn't it be great if you had a sofa covered in fabric that's kid-proof? Now you can! Introducing Kid-Proof by Roe, now at Bacon's Furniture. For a limited time only, save 40% off Kids-Proof sofas at Bacon. Just look for the little green hand and select from hundreds of different fabrics that resist almost anything life throws at it. Some fabrics repel liquid, and all the amazing styles and comfortable fabrics are easy to clean. Kid-Proof sofas, now 40% off at Bacon's Furniture in Sarasota.
Ideologue. I am an originalist.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, I'm a little bit of a nervous mom today. We have a pup date, and our Southeastern guide dog, Wrigley, is going to camp. Nervous first-time mom here. He is going away for 2 weeks, and it's a type of puppy swap. This is actually part of the Southeastern Guide Dogs protocol, because let's think about what his job will be as a guide dog, to be comfortable in all situations, so not just with us. I pulled a couple pictures together. This was Wrigley when he came to us at 2 months old, and this is Wrigley now at 6 months old. So I think we forget because we see him every day. He's really growing up. So this was last night. He is sitting in his bed and his bag is packed and he has his favorite toy, and all of these things will be going to camp with him.
So in dog years, he's like 14. 13,
not
14
quite,
years old.
not quite. He's 6 months old. But no, he's grown up a lot and he knows all his basic skills, and now he just needs to be comfortable at all times. So we do swaps within our puppy raising group. We're all trained with the same protocol. In fact, Southeastern just released, I need to put mine in a binder, their brand new puppy manual, because I get asked all the time, how do you know what to train the dog? And we're trained on how to train the dog. So all the dogs operate under the same set of guidelines. So the dog, we actually have a dog coming to us as well. His name is Marlo, and he's a yellow lab. So we are going to miss Wrigley, and we're nervous that he does a good job.
The fact
and that
that
he's
you're
not
doing
homesick.
this whole thing makes me almost want to get a dog.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Yeah, I was going to say almost.
Almost. I'm tempted. I actually thought about it. Normally, I wouldn't even entertain the thought.
Well, my worry about you getting a dog is how much you work. So you would actually need to raise a guide dog puppy so it could come to work with you. That's what you would need to do. But we do have some fun here, because that's the other thing I get asked by you a lot is, you know, does he ever get to just be a dog? Well, we've been playing fetch in the newsroom. Uh-oh, my general manager is here to see this. And we throw Nemo, his favorite toy, back and forth. We have this great big open stretch, and I give it a huge chuck, and I've taught him fetch, and off he goes. So that's kind of some behind-the-scenes early morning fun we have. Because another thing about guide dogs is, despite the fact that he's a retriever, he does not get to play with balls. Because if he's out guiding and working and would see a ball roll across the street, he needs to have the control not to fetch it. So if a fish goes flying by, he may run. He may run. But we're very proud of Wrigley. We're proud to be a part of Southeastern Guide Dogs here at ABC 7. And we welcome the opportunity to have a new friend for a couple of weeks, and then Wrigley will be back. If only he could talk.
How long do you keep Wrigley?
He'll be with us till he's about 14 months old.
Oh, okay.
So we still have some time.
See, that's good for you. 14 months, see, and then you're out of it.
And then that's good. I don't like those major commitments.
Right.
I could do 14 months.
Yeah, we are committed to changing a life, and we're glad to do it. Okay, from guide dogs to behind-the-scenes scoop at presidential dinners. We'll be right back.
Pro Cream by Dr. Anna, known as the facelift in a bottle, is an all-natural anti-aging formula that tightens skin and muscles, making you look younger. It's made in Sarasota with real pearls, Chinese herbs, and no preservatives. Visit our store or at pearlcreambydranna.com.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Gold fever is at an all-time high in the Sunshine State with the new Gold Rush Doubler family of scratch-off games. Everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. With over $1 billion in total cash prizes, the Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Pro Cream by Dr. Anna, known as the facelift in a bottle, is an all-natural anti-aging formula that tightens skin and muscles, making you look younger. It's made in Sarasota with real pearls, Chinese herbs, and no preservatives. Visit our store or at pearlcreambydranna.com.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Andreas from Japan. And Japan does something special with lunch. Tell us about your bento boxes.
Yeah, for lunch special, we try to give on the people, on the business on the area, like having a quick lunch. So we prepare some bento boxes. We have salmon bento boxes, chicken bento boxes, vegetable, shrimp tempura bento boxes. So a lot of variety that you can choose from.
All right, always a good choice. Thank you. We'll join you in the kitchen for ramen coming up. Bobeth?
Well, the presidential inauguration luncheon is typically an array of opulent and delicious food. And given all the powerful people who can attend, some pretty off-the-wall things can occur. And we wanted behind-the-scenes scoops. So we asked Chef Larry Bennett from Simply Gourmet to give us some tips, because you've been doing a lot of research on these, because you recreate presidential luncheons and dinners.
We do. We do the state dinners. We do a Kennedy and a Reagan, two great people for food. And some crazy stuff happens behind the scenes. Just things change so much. There's so much history that I love learning about. The two dishes here, this is from the Kennedy dinner, the state dinner that he made for Princess Grace and Prince Rainier from Monaco. There's a shrimp amandine. And for dessert, they had a lovely strawberries Romanoff.
Now, do the presidents have any role, or how much of a role do they have in saying, when Princess Grace is here, I want shrimp amandine? Like, how much of that is that?
They have total control. The one that had the most control was Nancy Reagan.
Oh.
She wanted a dress rehearsal before anything happened. She goes, I want you to serve me the food, course by course, with the waiters and the alcohol. Everything. She didn't want anything to go awry. So she had his back all the time.
Wow.
It was great.
Who was the most bizarre?
Yeah.
Oh, God, then we're going back to Lincoln's time. The inaugural, then we're going back, because this is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. For the inauguration, they have a luncheon instead of a dinner.
Right.
Right after the swearing in. And it was just crazy. They kept everybody at one of the balls dancing till midnight. And then they said, go ahead, eat the food. It was a buffet. People started throwing food. they were punching each other. Wow. There was a melee. It was a melee. It was crazy. So different than what we have now. I say the two people that have changed things the most, Jacqueline Kennedy and also Clinton. Wow. They both did. Jacqueline Kennedy, when it was crazy, when food was served at these presidential state dinners, one long table, sometimes with an L, sometimes in the shape of an E. Jackie Kennedy said, how could people talk and enjoy themselves? She switched to round tables.
Okay.
And they were also, Letita Baldridge was their secretary and their social secretary, and she just would go crazy. Prince Rainier was coming to town, Princess Grace's husband, and she would always kid around like, you know, you and I would if you're doing something with someone. Hey, yeah, but what about when's Prince Reindeer coming? She goes, okay, enough with the Prince Reindeer. Well, Kennedy, in the middle of an important talk with him, turned around and called him Prince Reindeer. Oh, man, he went out. Oh, God, he dressed her up and down, Kennedy, and she's also didn't ask their permission. She asked Jackie's permission, but not President Kennedy's. Could we start serving hard liquor again in the White House? Since Prohibition, nothing.
Really? That's
nothing.
good.
And then all of a sudden, now they got
Let
alcohol.
the party begin.
All of a sudden, Kennedy started getting mail from all over the country, and people were freaking out because the Bible Belt didn't want to have anything to do with it.
But then the
It's
Clintons
crazy.
came in.
No, and no.
Let the party
Let the
begin.
party begin. Now, Clintons did one thing that was really smart. Hillary Clinton came up with this concept where they used to serve food on a big platter, and the guests would help themselves. Called
family style?
Yeah, like family style, French style. How many pieces of chicken do you think hit the floor
Probably
during
a
those?
lot.
Oh, yeah. Especially once you got alcohol in the White House.
Then it all works together. It works in tandem, as they say, Patty. It works in tandem. But it was just, you know, there's so many crazy things. The Clintons switched over to just serving one plate at a time, just like they do now in a restaurant. It keeps things a little bit more on the straight and narrow,
I like that.
So this would be placed in front of us at a table.
That's
so we're
right.
seeing a
And
place
this is
setting
what
there.
the setting looks like?
Yep. This, and each president can also get their own new china set. The strawberries, Romanoff, excellent. I marinated those strawberries in a little bit of cassis and a drop of Grand Marnier. Rene Verdon came up with this recipe. That was another thing the Kennedys did. They hired a French chef.
Okay.
And that really changed the way everybody looked at the food. Everybody, all of a sudden, it was a hot ticket. People were like, oh, I got some news for you. I want to go to the party.
That's right.
People always want to go to the
I
party.
would want
but
to
this
go
is-
to the party. I would
Me
go to
too.
any
Toot Larry's
presidential
on a
dinner.
little bit. I've eaten everywhere here. Pam and I both have. And in a lot of, we're restaurant snobs when we go out, and wherever we go in the country or the world.
Awesome.
I have not met anybody who cooks better than Larry Barrett.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you.
I love it.
telling you, man.
Thank you.
And that's the reason that he's my friend.
So you can get food.
because I can get him to come to my house for nothing.
And cook for you.
And he just cooks. Even when he's not
funny.
supposed to. I get him a little liquored up.
Yeah.
Stuff starts
The
happening.
truth is, Pammy does most of the cooking whenever when they
When
have
you're
us
around?
over. Yeah, Pammy is an excellent
Because you
cook.
guys are probably talking and drinking together, so you're not even.
That's why
That's
I'm an
right,
excellent
isn't it?
cook. Once again, alcohol made it into the house.
right, well,
It helps.
Thank you so much for all the scoop.
No, I just wanted to know, so are people still requesting things like
Yeah.
a Kennedy meal from decades
Yes,
ago?
yes. I get, there's the two meals, the Reagan, the Kennedy. They always choose the Kennedy because it's a lot of good seafood. And we do a lot of nice parties. So we did one of these for 150. Oh, they're always 4-course meals and always paired with great wines.
What did Obama have, just real
Yeah.
quick, his lunch?
Obama, for his lunch, had almost the same thing Lincoln had. He had, yeah. Well, Lincoln for his lunch had a barbecue and also apple pie.
Oh, wow.
Apple pie.
Doesn't
Apple
get
pie.
any more American than that.
It doesn't. You got to throw
Larry.
apple pie
Yes,
in there,
thank
don't
you,
you?
Larry.
My pleasure.
I love behind-the-scenes scoop. I feel like I was there. All right, well, if you guys want to get more information about Simple Gourmet or Chef Larry, just go to his website, simplygourmetcaters.com. And next, McCurdy's bring a comedian back to the Suncoast.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be right back.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Good afternoon. I'm Haley Wilgus. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. The nation has a new president today. President Donald Trump celebrating his first day as the 45th president of the United States. Plus, protests breaking out across the country, some peaceful, others causing chaos, especially in Washington, D.C. near the inauguration. Now, let's head over to Bob.
Thanks, Haley. 74 degrees. Pretty nice. Pretty warm, too. Highs today, we're into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. There are some changes, though, on the way as a storm system starts to develop in the Gulf of Mexico, which will bring us a chance for some severe weather, especially on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night now here along the Suncoast. No rain around now. We could see some fog forming out ahead of the actual front. Now, as far as the severe weather threat goes, It's fairly significant over North Florida, and we have a marginal chance here to slight chance, warm temperatures, and a possibility of severe weather. More at 5.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Eric Schrock.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
So get the new year off to a great start with safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru had the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $209 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Welcome back. We have our headliner at McCurdy's, Lynn Coplitz, and I'm going to tell you one of the most original, unique acts that we will have all year long. Just recently got to play Madison Square Gardens in concert with Louis C.K. Lynn's here with us and grew up here.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. I grew up here when Sarasota was just nothing but a palmetto bush.
Were you the youngest one here?
Yeah, you had to go to Clearwater if you wanted to do anything big city.
Sorry to hear that.
It was good times. I'm just like very excited about Wrigley.
Yeah.
The sweet little D-O-G with a J-O-B, because I have a dog who's small. I grew up with big dogs, and he's like a little abusive Italian man trapped in a dog suit. And he's just, I don't have children. I have nice things instead of children, but I do have this dog, and he's just the most abusive. At 15 years old, all the money, obviously, I let myself go. And all the money I have goes to this animal. And he's at 15 and a Yorkie.
Oh, okay.
Even when I left this, he's like, no, where you go? You're a whore. Like, he's got like old, mean little, it barks and bites your feet, but I love him so much. And he is every penny. You know, he's got a heart condition and collapsed, but he's a freeloader. He does nothing. Like, Wrigley's already, as a puppy, learning how to do a job that matters. I can't wait to call Aldo. I'm going to take a selfie with Wrigley and send it to Aldo.
A little competition never hurt anybody.
Do nothing. And he's going to look like this with his glaucoma and go, don't bring him home. Don't bring him home. Aldo will want him to be his seeing eye dog. That's where I am with that dog. He is so aggravating. So much money.
All right, so we need some Sarasota scoop here. Buy High Hut around when you were here before? Because everything happens there.
Yeah. Where people meet the Buy Hut. And the sad part is when I was a kid, that guy aspired to go there. And now it looks like somewhere I might live.
I have not been there. Have you been there? See, I think we need a field trip. Yeah.
Well,
I went as a teenager. It's quite the spot.
Yeah, I think we all kind of.
Well, they keep it very dark. Very dark.
On many levels.
Yes.
Yes. And you know, I used to take the comics over there from time to because they've got that Mai Tai.
That's why I want to go.
And literally, you can only have two. And I have seen full-grown, hard-drinking men try to go for that third one, and it's nasty.
I'm telling you know what they should do? You will not be able to walk. You will not be able to walk after those two.
Now, this is a commerce thing. I'm going to go ahead and give Sarasota for free. what they should do is they should put those bikes that you can rent out in front of the Baja Hut.
That would be a show.
And
I don't think that works very well.
Be a show.
If you buy 2 drinks, you get a card with it to ride your bike home.
That's just a way to thin out the herds, what that is. Here they go down the middle of 41. Oh.
So when you come back now, where do you go?
Yeah. Well, my mom lives here. And
so you're not partying.
I don't party anymore. Those days are over.
Your dog doesn't allow you.
You're still young, yeah. No, I'm in clubs all the time. So, and partying for me is just, you know, opening up a box of Blue Apron and going, oh, we're making peanut chicken. Never tried that. That's my party. No, when I come to Sarasota now, weirdly enough, my mom and I go down to like St. Armand's, and I like to go for a walk on the beach, and I just like to hang out and enjoy.
I like that party. That's a good party.
I like to enjoy that. It's still light out right now till 6:30. Like that's exciting because in New York at 4 o'clock it's dark, you know. So and for Christmas we got my mother a metal detector. Well, because she doesn't really want to make friends. She's not like she's like I'm fine now. After my dad passed, she's like I'm fine on my own. People are just irritating. So we said, well, we got to get her out and get her an interest. So we got her the metal detector, and she's very excited about it.
So she walks around finding things.
She smokes and just.
We'll look for you on the beach. All right, you can see Lynn at McCurdy's through January 22nd. For tickets and info, of course, visit McCurdy'sComedy.com. Great to have you with us. Coming up next, we need to talk fashion and the presidential balls.
Yeah.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC7.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
It may be January, but we live in Florida. So head outdoors for seafood and music at the 2nd Annual Sarasota Seafood and Music Festival, happening Saturday and Sunday, January 21st and 22nd from 10 to 6 p.m. Savor mouth-watering Florida Gulf Coast seafood dishes by top restaurants and chefs, while you enjoy great live music from some of Florida's top musical groups. So grab your family and friends at the Sarasota Seafood and Music Festival, January 21st and 22nd. For more information, visit seafoodfestivals.com.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500 starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
Welcome back. Well, as we continue to celebrate the inauguration, of course, the dresses, a big part of it. I mean, they're all on display in the Smithsonian Museum in Washington from years past. But it's kind of fun to look at what the First Lady's style was. And, of course, Jackie O setting the stage for decades to come. It was cold that year, so she was quite covered up.
I like that.
Yeah, as Melania was earlier in the inauguration wearing a coat. But then you start to look at some of the other ones. And, you know, I'm not going to offer any opinions. I want you to do that. But we moved to the Carter administration.
I don't know.
It's kind of blah, right?
Kind of curtainy.
Courtney. I like Courtney.
That's a Plains, Georgia outfit right there.
All right, and then there's Hillary Clinton, of course, from her stint as First Lady.
Wow.
That's a big difference from what the pantsuits that she's always wearing.
Yeah, to me it was operatic looking.
Yes, very much so.
It reminded me of something you see in a theater. So that was a hoop her choice. There? Yeah, very buttoned up. And then all of a sudden we go sleek.
Oh yeah.
With the bushes.
That's a nice dress.
That one was more column-esque.
Yeah, she left the librarian suit at home.
She did. Yeah, absolutely. And then I think we all remember, since it was the most modern and appreciated.
Beautiful, my favorite.
I know, Michelle Obama's gorgeous dress that's been talked about for years.
Beautiful.
So, you know, there's a lot of different things that happen surrounding the inauguration.
You notice that?
I did notice
those
that.
dresses are white.
You got to be bold to wear white.
That's true.
You do. You got to be confident.
Case in point.
I know. And have no red wine near you.
So you cannot get around her.
No,
we have kept Pam dry today.
That's right. Well, always nice Pinot Grigio.
That's a good point. Good point. Well, as you've noticed, prohibition in effect during the show today.
That's right.
We're all business. All right, we're going to get to the business of ramen. We're going to head to the kitchen with J-Pan.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Thinking about having surgery can be a scary thing. And to take somebody who's in severe pain, bring them in, take good care of them, and then get them out and back to their life is huge. We focus on minimally invasive approaches when possible, and oftentimes people can be back up on their feet in a day or two with a whole lot less pain than before surgery. We fix people's lives. We do.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. Universal cancels the premiere of a family film, the latest on the backlash surrounding a video of a stunt used in the film A Dog's Purpose. In Suncoast Traffic Watch, we are not seeing any crashes in the area right now, but some congestion along I-75 on the northbound lanes as you get near Bee Ridge Road and on north from there. Now over to Bob for another look at the weather.
Thanks, Scott. A beautiful afternoon here. 74 degrees right now. Very warm and just a few clouds around. Winds out of the south-southwest. It's been a bit breezy. We're going to see that breezy condition continue on through the day on Saturday. No real threat of any significant rainfall on Saturday, but then things start to change as we push through the day on Sunday. We'll have the latest on that, but right now some showers well offshore. We're not looking at any rain really here for this evening. Looks to be pretty good. Details on your forecast coming up at 5.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
It's Tampa's most exclusive event of the year, and you're invited. The Morgan Auto Group Charity Polo Classic is back Saturday, February 25th at DI Polo Tour in Plant City. One unforgettable day of luxury and sport with cuisine from Tampa Bay's finest restaurants. Plus, every ticket sold helps a local charity, including the Children's Cancer Center, Ryan Neese Foundation, Close to Kids, and Morgan Auto Group's Helping Hand Fund. Don't miss the Morgan Auto Group Charity Polo Classic. Visit charitypoloclassic.com for tickets and information.
I entered into real estate to help people. I would like to invoke a trust in people that I will do everything in my power to help them navigate the process of either buying or selling a home. Well, I know how stressful buying a home can be. I've bought and sold properties in the past before I was an agent. I want you to be able to trust me to stay in contact with you, be available to you whenever you have questions. My name is Kimberly, and I want to be your real estate agent.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Gold fever is at an all-time high in the Sunshine State with the new Gold Rush Doubler family of scratch-off games. Everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. With over $1 billion in total cash prizes, the Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Start the year off with a great deal during the Start Something New event going on now at Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Sarasota. Ram trucks are built tough and have plenty of power to handle any job with all the comforts you'd expect in a luxury vehicle. And right now, all 2016 quad cabs are over 20% off with new Ram trucks starting at just $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Sarasota.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View, are vitamin shots more effective than pills? We'll ask Dr. Jenny about injectables and if they really make a difference. We've missed Linda Carson. She's back from safari with stories. Plus, Canine Corral talks about dog bones and chews that aren't artificial. And Louise Modern is in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here in the kitchen with Chef Andreas from Japan. And Les has the knife.
Les is ready. Let's get started. Andreas, what are we making?
We're making ramen with pork broth.
Okay.
So in the broth, we use a little bit of pork bones and pork trotters.
Pork bones, okay.
And we cook it for 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah.
And then the flavor of the pork is in the broth? Is that why you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you don't have time, you can always come to Japan.
I think
Yes.
5 hours.
We don't have time.
Okay, so once we get the broth, what is Les working with over there?
This is a fish cake.
A fish cake?
Yep.
Why did someone give him a knife?
Yeah, I know, right?
And can you just eat it like that?
Yes,
Andres?
yes, it's cooked.
Les,
It's
hand over
always-
a piece of that. That's very interesting to me. And what kind of fish is it?
It's from Pollux.
Look at that.
I
I'm
heard-
going to try it.
Oh, wow.
Mmm. Don't be scared of it, Bobeth. Bobeth's like, you eat it first. Oh,
It
it's
is
very
good.
pretty. Okay, and then what do we do with all these things?
Oh, so first we put a little bit of spicy gochujang, which is a little bit of Korean chili paste.
Okay, spice
So
it up.
Yum.
About 2 spoons.
Okay.
And then before
You put
that,
your
we
noodles
put
in.
noodle in, heat it up.
This is not the same ramen I made.
No, it's not the same
Yeah,
ramen.
this is a different college experience
Yeah.
right now.
I just boiled water for mine.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
So
Les, you're
in
quite
Open
an
the
artist.
package, dump.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just,
Oh, wow, that's quick.
yep, it's really quick. You just blanch it a little bit for
Okay.
until al dente. Put in here.
So ramen, is that a style of noodles? Is that where the name comes from? I wonder.
It's like a street food in Japan.
Oh, okay.
It's nice when you
So so it's like a soup
Yep,
broth then.
like soup broth.
Okay. So this is something that we would find here in Japan?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I went to Tokyo last summer,
Mhm.
and that's the best thing that we eat over there. It's just like ramen.
The fresh bowls of ramen?
Exactly.
And then everyone can decorate their ramen with different things?
Most of them come with a little bit corn, a little bit of egg,
Okay.
and a little bit mushroom. And this time we're using a brisket from a local vendors, from
Wow.
barbecue vendors in Sarasota, called Solid Slab Barbecue.
So it's like a Sarasota ramen.
Oh yeah.
It's
Do
a
I need
special
to,
kind.
do I need to cut some of that meat?
Oh, I think it's already pre-cut.
Les is looking to be
no
helpful.
chopping?
No chopping. You can cut the eggs.
And what are those? Are those sprouts?
This is eggs, a mushroom. Enoki mushroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
So,
now a very special egg. Tell us about the egg preparation.
The egg, I cook it for exactly 6 minutes, so it's a little bit of runny on the inside.
So poached egg.
Yeah, poached egg. So, and then I marinate it in a soy mirin for overnight. And you can keep the egg for 2 days in the refrigerator.
And that's all.
Yep.
Okay, I love the attention to detail with the bowl as he continues to make it for us. Andres, it is beautiful. One of the many very creative and gorgeous offerings at Japan. Stop by for lunch for the bento boxes. And of course, my personal favorite, all the wonderful sushi. So a lot of fun, 2 different locations. Great place to get the latest in Japanese cuisine. So to the Americans at the end, great to have you with us today. Thank you for your patriotic side. Andreas, disarm him with that knife, but we should not let him have that. We are going to dig in and enjoy the wonderful cooking, but thanks for joining us, and we hope you have a wonderful and safe rest of your day. Take some time, enjoy the Suncoast view. Here's to Japan.
Bye, everybody.